We are almost finished with this hour-long edition of the Screen Team, but I've got one more review for you, and we've got Michael Hibbler on the show. Michael is a good, dear friend of the show, and I've got him on this next review because I know that he loves one particular actor. He loves him the most, and we're not talking about Keanu Reeves. We're talking about Gary Oldman, and Gary Oldman was playing a villain in a film called Air Force One. And if you haven't seen Air Force One, it's got Harrison Ford as the president.
Yeah, everyone loves Harrison.
Who doesn't like grumpy old Harrison Ford as our president, man? I'd vote for him. What do you want, kid?
Yeah.
What do you want now?
It was a one-armed man. Wrong movie. Cut.
But Air Force One, to me, it's predictable. It's obvious, but it's
designed to be entertaining.
But it's designed to be entertaining, and it is.
Exactly. It's not meant to be a movie that's a suspenseful movie where you're wondering who did it. It's right from the very beginning, what's going on. And that's the whole point of it, because it's an on-your-seat thriller.
Yeah.
You want to see if the bad guys pursue and ultimately will get their goal and take down the massive and infamous Air Force One, which is, as you may know, the airplane that can control the country from the sky.
I know.
So, and that's the amazing part. But yeah, talking about Gary Oldman, just going back a little bit, I remember, Bram Stoker's Dracula, when I watched it, I think I was 16 or 17, and, I was blown away by his performance. And then I believe it was Air Force One was the next film that I had seen.
He followed it up with Air Force One. Wow.
But that's what I generally will base criteria on if an actor's talent is the versatility.
Sure.
Going from that, Bram Stoker's Dracula, to a completely different part with a Russian accent, the guy's a chameleon. So, yeah, Air Force One, it wasn't just that it was a great movie. It was where I had really started to spawn that complete admiration and respect for Gary Oldman. Yeah. I mean, the whole cast in that movie, they're
top notch.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, Harrison Ford's Harrison Ford.
He plays Harrison Ford in every
movie.
Exactly.
Exactly right. But everyone loves him because of that style, whether it's Jack Reacher or the President of the United States, or
like you said, when he was in The Fugitive and Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and
literally the only one to really succeed from Star Wars, just because it was so massive. But I know that's a whole different tangent. But it's a rated R movie. It's an action movie. There's going to be foul language. It's not going to be one of those movies where rated R. I don't remember. I think it was. But it's not a kid's movie anyway. I had to think about that.
It's either a hard 13 or a light rated R.
Yeah, and it's not like someone gets shot and blood squirts all over the screen.
It's not Tarantino. Yeah. we don't go that far.
But yeah, if you want a thriller type movie that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, it's definitely a good movie, because it involves something that's very serious, and that's the life of the President of the United States. No matter what your feelings are towards that position, it's still a position that you revere, that you see as a position that is very respectable and incredibly hard to ever attain. So, and that position of being Commander-in-Chief of, literally the strongest country in the world, and having that challenged, by another country, is always just kind of a subject that I think people are drawn to.
Yeah, and there's another kind of plot device going on as well. There's a period in the film where Harrison Ford, he goes missing a little bit, or they lose communication with him, and you've got the people back at the States, the Vice President, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, all those high up people trying to figure out, well, do we wait to hear from them? How do we move on?
And it's Glenn Close, another
she played the vice president.
Actress, a legendary actress. Yeah, she plays the vice president. And you're right. They wonder, well, you're a woman. Should you be in charge?
Yeah.
Should you make these decisions? So, of course, you have the political part of the aspect of it. But that doesn't deter from the movie at all. But you're right. So there's action going on, in the emotional part of it, and, the political part of it. But ultimately, you're wondering, well, is he a coward? Did he run? This is the President of the United States. Did he just abandon ship? So there's I really wouldn't call it a twist, but it's a part of the movie that it is something that just continues to add another piece to that recipe of it being. It's a great thriller movie. It's an action movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a movie designed to win an Academy Award. It's just great actors, great filmmaking, great. You know, none of the action looks fake. You know, it looks believable.
Is this a movie to you that you like to revisit every now and then?
Yes, it definitely is.
Okay.
It's thankfully now, you know, you've got Netflix and Hulu or Amazon Prime. You know, it's fun to periodically review and see these movies that I grew up loving. And it doesn't disappoint every time I watch it. Even though I've seen it, I'm like, are the Russians going to do it? It's like, even though you know the ending, it still gives you that feeling, that excitement of what's going to happen.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, kind of tearing off the subject of movie reviews for a second, our good friend Michael, he is doing a children's show right now on YouTube. And Michael, why don't you give us the details on what you're doing with that project?
Well, it's a learning show. There's several. To start off a little bit, I don't mean to go off on a tangent. But
No, you've got time. Please do.
There's several reasons why I'm doing it. I want to go to bed at night feeling I did something good.
Sure.
And that's hard if you have standards and you're in that field to question, is this what the Lord would like me to do? I am a religious man. But also to be able to exercise the talents that I feel I possess in different ways, you know, from writing to producing to the voices. And it's been a great therapy for me, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's to be able to bring that joy to children and to see video clips of their reactions that you did your job.
Yeah.
That there is no payment that could ever match that, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, to what it's about, it's not a show that has a certain plot each time. It's a learning show where you have Ollie, the old Henri Lion, in his castle called Bizarro Castle. And it starts off, you know, you have him as the host, almost like a Mr. Rogers type thing. He plays the host. But then it's a magical adventure they can go anywhere in the world, study anything at any time. This segment could be dinosaurs. The next segment could be the next episode is we're going to go to outer space.
Yeah.
So you have different characters. But there's learning going on about the different planets. You know, maybe a little song here and there. So it makes learning fun.
Sure.
Without even really realizing that they're learning.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what. So I think it's just something that on both parts, my part and the child's part, it's just a win-win situation.
That sounds fun. Hey, if you ever need anybody to do a voice, I do a great Cockney accent. Hello, Governor, how are you?
You're butchering King's English.
I'm just throwing that out there. You can throw it back if you like. But where can people check out the kids program?
Well, it's called The Magic of Learning. It's on YouTube, or you can just look it under Michael Hibbler, my channel. Facebook, The Magic of Learning. You can pull it up there and check it out. And please follow me. I want to create a bigger base. I would like more children to be exposed for this because I think it's something of value. So yeah, again, it's called The Magic of Learning.
Magic of Learning. Check it out on YouTube, Facebook, social media. Check it out. Michael, thank you for your review.
Thank you.
And we'll be back next Saturday at 6 p.m. for another edition of The Screen Team right here on KWOC.